Well, good morning. I'm heading out on location this morning to photograph a nightscape. I started a little photo project that I'm working on here in my local town, and what I'm doing is I've picked a road or a couple roads here that have businesses on them, and I decided to do some nightscape photography, which is something new for me. I have not done. Okay, now a total disclaimer here: I have been binge watching Nick Carver videos, only because a friend of mine, Phil Thatch, who photographs in a similar style sometimes, has mentioned his name several times. So I thought, who is this Nick Carver guy? So I had to go binge watch some of his videos. Okay, and these videos have given me the idea for a photography project that I have started. So I'm heading out this morning to my first location, which I have found on this road. And you have to go out at nighttime to find these locations and scout them out. Well, you scout them out in the daytime, but you have to go at nighttime and see what kind of situation you're going to be in when you arrive. Okay, it's about 1 hour before sunrise, so I'm heading over to Starbucks in Crossville, Tennessee, and that is my first location that I'm going to photograph in this video series. Okay, I'm set up. Let me go get my camera. I'm on location here at the Starbucks in Crossville, and I'm standing here in the the Advanced Auto Parts parking lot to grab the composition I want to get. Now, I'm looking at the sky at the scene over here, and let me turn this around so you can see what I'm talking about. This is the location right here, and the sky is really nice this morning. I can see it materializing with a lot of detail. I am using the Nikon Z8 this morning with the 24 to 120 lens on it. I've got my big tripod out, my Robus, I forget what model number it is, but I've got the big Really Right Stuff BH55 ball head. This is the ball head I'll be using on my excursions this fall. So I'm really trying to test some of this equipment out before I go on vacation this fall. But here we are at the Starbucks. It would help if I took the lens cap off, and I will tell you what my settings are in just 1 second as soon as I get things dialed in. Okay, you can see the back of my camera, and I'm going to use ISO 100 today, this morning. I am going to bracket my shots, and I will using f8, and my shutter speed, my base shutter speed will start out at 3 seconds. Okay, I am going to bracket these shots, so let's check the bracketing settings on the back of the camera. I don't know if you can see that or not. Bracketing is on. I've got it set up for 3 shots with 1.7 increment, and I'm using my 5-second timer set to take 3 photographs. So every time I shoot, every time I press the shutter button on the camera, it'll take the 3 bracketed shots. I'm gonna go ahead and take a series right now and take a look at it and see what it's actually materializing. As you can see, the sky is starting to light up behind me. It's about 30 minutes before sunrise. Just looking at this intersection off the interstate, this is a target-rich environment. Okay, right across the street over here is a Buc-ee's. Okay, the Buc-ee's of Crossville, Tennessee, and that, my friends, might be my next subject in this series of videos. I have another gas station on the other corner over there. I don't know what brand that is. It's got Shell on it. And then there's a Speedway gas station over there. So I can see some different opportunities. The locations on the east side of the road are going to be the best because of the morning skies that I'm trying to capture. Okay, and right here is the Starbucks. If you're going to do something like this, you need to be on the lookout for locations, and you kind of have to scout things during the daytime. And how I found this Starbucks is I've been doing a walk in the mornings over at the local park, And after watching a few Nick Carver videos, I was driving over to the park one morning in this kind of lighting, and I just happened to look at the Starbucks over here. I said, you know what? That would make a good photograph some morning. And that's what I've been doing. I've been leaving early from the house in the darkness to try and capture a good series of photographs of a nightscape. I think these new buildings have a lot of nice lighting and stuff, and they just kind of interest me, and I like to photograph them. Now, I told you I was bracketing my shots, and that's just for safety, okay? I don't normally always use my bracketed shots for my final image. So I have changed my camera settings now because there are some really bright lights. Let me show you real quick in the parking lot. There's one there, and there's one over there. So those lights are going to produce a starburst when I change my camera settings. I've gone to 25 seconds on a non-bracketed shot at f/22 on this lens to see what kind of light bursts or starbursts, whatever you want to call it, it will produce. So this is my version of a non-bracketed edited photograph of this location. I really like this. I really like how the lights have that starburst in them. It's really a cool photograph. The sky is really looking good too in this photograph. Now, doing that photograph at 25 seconds allows the cloud movement to be captured in the scene just a little bit. And that could be a pleasing factor or not, depending on your style of photography. Personally, I like the longer exposures where things are a little bit smoother in the scene. It could be with clouds or with waterfalls, either one. So what I'm waiting for right now is the sky to materialize with some color. And this is a really cool time of year because this could be a cotton candy morning, just like I had a barn photograph a couple days ago with a cotton candy evening. We are about, looks like about 20 minutes from sunrise. So we're getting ready to get some pretty good light in the sky. I'm just standing by here now to see what it's going to look like. Loud truck. One thing you want to make sure when you set up your camera for a landscape photograph like this is that you get your camera perfectly level. Now, being that the camera is going to be static on the tripod, once you level it, you know, you shouldn't have any problems with your photographs throughout that series. The VH55 ball head that I have has a pano top to it, so once I level the ball head, I can unlock the pano feature to move the camera horizontally left and right to recompose the image as I want. Just like trying to get this big sign over here in the photograph, using this 24-120 at 24 millimeters is allowing me to do that, to get this big sign in the photograph with it. There's some things over here to the right that I don't want to see in the photograph, and I'm able to cut those off, and you really can't see them. There's a big electronic sign over here and another sign with some gas prices on it. I really don't want that kind of stuff in my scene. I just want to concentrate on the building itself. Yeah, so let me show you what's off to my right over here that I don't want in the photograph. As you can see, there's another electronic billboard there, and there's a gas station way off in the distance. I'm actually positioned on the corner of the building just like this, so I can capture the composition that I'm looking for. The sun is coming up now and illuminating the sky. It's getting brighter and brighter, and I'm down to about 13 seconds on my exposure. Still f/22 at ISO 100 on the Z8 with the 24-120 Nikon S-line lens. One thing about this combination, the 24-120 f4 lens does not have VR built into it, and you really don't need it for things like this, you know, when you're on a tripod. The 24-200, which is not as sharp as the 24-120, and it's a non-S-line lens, it does have VR in it. So you do the investigation on your own to determine which one of these two lenses you'd rather have. I actually prefer the 24-120 myself, the f4 fixed aperture lens throughout its whole range. The 24-200 is a variable aperture. I think it's a great combination on the Nikon Z8, this 24-120 as a landscape rig. I would, if I was you and I was looking at the Z8, I would, and you don't have the 24-120, I would consider it. If you have the 24-70, which like I used to before I bought the 24-120, that's okay. You can use it also. But I like the range that the 24-120 gives me. Very quickly, the sun is coming up. As you can see, my video scene is getting brighter. I'm at 8 seconds of exposure now, still at f/22 ISO 100. This is my third attempt at this location. I've been here 3 mornings in a row. Yesterday morning was a very clear sky. Let me show you that photograph in the video right now. So the first day I was here, 3 days ago, I'm going to show you that photograph in the video now. The first video was my investigation of this location, okay? I had just brought my camera that day. I think I brought the Z6 II with me and the 24-120, and I decided to change to the Z8 to get a higher resolution photograph. Just standing here waiting. There's the Buc-ee's behind me. About 10 minutes before the actual sunrise, waiting to see what the sky is going to do. It's a very noisy intersection, especially at 5:35 in the morning, but with that Buc-ee's across the street, there's a lot of traffic here. This is the scene that I'm looking at 10 minutes before the sun comes above the horizon. Another loud truck. Okay, I'm not sure that the sky is going to materialize with the color I was hoping for. And this could be a pleasing black and white photograph. I may do 2 versions of this and show it in the video. My exposure is now at 1/4 of a second. There was no reason to stay at f/22 because the lights in the parking lot are not showing the starburst effect anymore. So I've gone back to f/8 at ISO 100. All the photographs were shot at ISO 100. I could have gone to ISO 64, but I chose ISO 100. Don't ask me why. I don't know why, okay? Anyways, we're just gonna give it a few more minutes because the sun comes up in 3 minutes, but I have a feeling now that, you know, the color is not going to materialize like I thought. And people are starting to arrive at this location to buy their coffee, so I'm getting a lot of movement in the parking lot, which I really don't want in my photographs. I don't want any vehicles in there or people if I can help it. This is all about the architecture and the lighting. Well, I believe that's going to be a wrap for this video. The sun is up over the horizon. I'm not in really an ideal situation to capture any color because most of the color is back on the other side over there where the sun is actually coming up, and it's not really hitting these clouds right at the moment. And we're starting to get a lot of traffic here at the building, and that's something I did not want to get into my photographs. There's a lot of vehicles and people in it. This is about the architecture and the lighting. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, much appreciated, and subscribe to the channel if you want to catch up more on this series that I'm doing, nighttime nightscape photography. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.